Good evening. Should I say good night? It's already like 10 o'clock at night. But I really am called to do this video because so much has been going on, guys. Thank you again for my Patreons for joining me this evening. And again, I apologize for being late. Um, had my sister yelling at me for considering going to New York because they upped the ante. They keep upping the price on me. Now I have California calling me, asking me to come out there. Um, and I had a major headache, which a glass of wine just helped dull. um, but my headache was over how upset I was over much needed equipment and protective gear being hidden in this freaking silent war. Okay. New York, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys because you know what? Proof is needed. Proof is in the pudding, right? Firstly, I have some serious V proof to show to you guys who are with me this evening, my Patreons on our emergency meeting, because we're going to go through our 10 days of darkness. So I want to make sure I got in this meeting before, but I'll do another one after the 10 days of darkness, my Patreons, and I'll invite all the Patreons on for that. Okay. So we could all have a chat and see what's going on. So guys, have your questions ready so you won't be so quiet as a mouse. Okay, firstly, I want to start off this video by reading this that Miss Embracing Light shared with me. Guys, join me on Twitter. Twitter's the spot for now before the 10 days of darkness hits. And I'm sure it'll be happening after that too. I want to read this that Miss Embracing Light shared. Isaiah 26, verse 20 to 21. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors upon thee. Hide thyself, as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpast. For beyond the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. Ooh, child, when I read that on Twitter, because that's where she shared it, I got goosebumps. Because, wow, we're in a time such as this, are we not? There's no denying it. We are in a time such as this right now. Right now. Okay, I'm going to show you what gave me such a freaking headache this evening. Why I was so upset that I could hardly think straight. Okay, this is what got me upset today, but it was compiling from what got me upset yesterday. All right. This is a post from Trump on Twitter. Thousands of federal government delivered ventilators found in New York storage. New York must distribute now. Not for nothing, we all know Cuomo and de Blasio have been bitching and moaning all over the place, saying that Trump never sent them ventilators. They're so short ventilators. Never mind the fact that they were told 2 years ago that they didn't have enough medical equipment, that the hospitals were shorted. And 2 years ago, y'all, for those who don't know, I did a contract in a very big university hospital in New York 2 years ago, in 2018, a year and a half ago. Okay? So, and I'm from New York. So I grew up in New York. I am very familiar with New York and the hospital system. All my education's in New York. All right? So I was really ticked off when I saw this. But then my oversoul showed me how they're being tracked. Everything's being tracked. I was like, here we go. This is another freaking Puerto Rico. where the mayor stands up there and the governor and like scream and shouts like, oh my God, Trump did this and Trump didn't do that and racist and, racism, garbage, when it's all BS. And all the while, the freaking equipment is there, because it did not make sense to me as someone who's extremely familiar with New York and the hospital system in New York. I've been a director twice, okay? So you're not talking to somebody who's just there on the ground level. I've been a director of 2 different facilities, all right? So I was very high up there. So I know this shit. All right. So I'm like, no, this doesn't make sense to me. Sure enough, boom, here we go. The whole freaking time they had the equipment and they hid it, just like they did in Puerto Rico. So everybody could sit there and say, oh no, this administration is crashing and burning. They're not caring for the POC, the people of color. So they could pull their nonsense, right? And of course, I had to put in my 2 cents. So that got me pissed off today. What got me pissed off yesterday was this. What they did in California. Okay, Kaiser Permanente, which my sister was working for until very recently. Kaiser Permanente, California, was firing nurses for wearing their own N95 mask. I have my own N95 mask, actually, okay? When they would not supply them with any. Okay, I said Gitmo's not big enough for these mofos, all right? And SUI, as we call it, SEIU, is the union. It's not just in California. It's union. As a manager and director, I wasn't allowed to join the union. But when I was a regular nurse, I was in the union, okay? So that's the union all over the U.S. for medical workers, all right? So it's not just California. Fined mysterious stash of $93 million. Wrap your heads around that, people. For all those saying they're trying to defend this bullshit. 93 million masks found. When were they found? 3 days after AG Barr. I thought it was less than 3 days. AG Barr announced they were going to go after the hoarders. And AG Barr, he said, if you're hoarding masks, it's like they already knew. If you're hoarding masks, expect a knock on your door from the Attorney General's office. His exact words. Expect a knock on your door from the Attorney General's office if you're hiding masks. And boom, 93,000. Wrap your head around that. 93,000 masks were found all of a sudden. And here's the bullshit excuse that they're giving. The Service Employees International Union, United Healthcare Workers West, has located 93 million, excuse me, I said thousand, million N95 masks and is connecting states, countries, health systems, and individual hospitals to the suppliers so they can purchase them in quantity. And they're selling them for $5 a pop, which is ridiculous. So honestly, I say jail these mofos. I have zero empathy for them. Zero, because they're soulless and they're devoid of light. So they need to go back to their creator for transmutation. So I have zero empathy for anyone that's going to try to come for me and say, oh, we're all one, and it's because you're reflecting about... Spare me the bullshit. Spare me your rainbows and your fucking unicorns, because I'm fed up. All right? It's time to go. It's time to go. And then for those who are glued to their stinking Bibles and are coming for me, talking about how, oh, this is the devil's world. Not anymore. We took it over. Okay? We took it over. No, it's not. Not anymore. They're being cast out. All right? Earth is ascending. That's what this is all about. If you don't like it, go with them. All right. You don't need to be here to enjoy paradise on earth. All right. Okay. So, this disgusting creature. All right. So I wanted to cover those two things. And it works into this. This is what we were discussing this evening, guys. If you recall, I'm going to play this. Because we were watching this
Apparently, you were prepared for little to nothing. Now, instead of, by the way, stocking up on emergency supplies, well, we do have a list of your waste, your fraud, and abuse. Governor was spending on his pet projects. Instead of stocking up on emergency supplies with that amount of money they take in every year and the high taxes they cost every New Yorker, Cuomo was busy wasting tax.
By the way, when you live in New York, you pay federal, state, and city tax, a special New York tax that just New Yorkers get to pay. So you go home with nothing.
Taxpayer money on, let's see, $750 million for a solar panel factory. Yeah, that closed down. Right down the tubes, wasted money. I wonder how many ventilators, masks, gowns.
Which, by the way, Obama was invested in. He was part of this. Remember, guys, I just spoke about this with my Patreons this evening. We were talking about how Cuomo, because I grew up with Cuomo, literally from when I was a little girl, the Cuomos. It's not just one. It's the Cuomo family, a bunch of gangsters in New York. I grew up with the Cuomos, ruling everything in New York, okay? And they were ruling over HUD housing, so we were discussing HUD housing, and we were discussing how the money went into the solar panels. I said, hey, Obama was into the solar panels. Like, hey, what happened with that? I said, it went bust a couple of years ago. That's what happened. It was just a slush fund. Here we go, V-proof.
Medical equipment they could have purchased for all that money. $90 million, Mr. Governor, for a light bulb company in California. Yep, that failed too. $600 million for a computer chip factory that sits empty in your state. And get this, it was 2015, Cuomo warned that New York would need additional ventilators to manage any future pandemics, but he chose not to buy any. Instead, he assembled a task force to determine how the state's 2,000 ventilators already on hand would be rationed. Now, you'll be happy to know, Governor, that we can now convert those anesthesiologist equipment into ventilators, and you got 4,000 more from Donald Trump and from Mike Pence and the task force this
in a
week.
Warehouse.
This is your third term. This is your second term, Mr. Mayor. They should have been more prepared. You need to own up to your mistakes. And Governor, you said to me on my radio show, we actually had a very good exchange. You said to me you wanted to put politics aside. But you know what? You keep bitching and complaining and moaning and groaning every day and giving out false numbers. Oh, it's only a pittance, $3.5 billion. Talk to Senator Schumer. He contradicts that. You've been given far more than any other state in this country. 5 hospitals are being built for you, paid for by the taxpayers all across the country. You have $40+ billion on the way.
All right. Just had to share that. Thank you, Melissa A. from Twitter for tweeting that. Okay, 750 million solar panel factory, and then the light bulb for the incandescent light, whatever, not incandescent, for the LG, whatever, lights, whatever, those 5G lights. I can't even tell how frustrated I am with the whole Cuomo thing, seriously. It disgusts me. Any which ways, that works into what we have accomplished. We accomplished something amazing. The package has been delivered. For those who have joined me on my Higher Realm Magic know what I'm talking about. It completed. I delivered our group package along with my personal package. I found a beautiful spot for it, especially since the beach park that I always go to with my magic cream, my crackle tree, is closed right now, but I found a really great spot very close to home. So I delivered the packages at sunrise, and it was glorious, and it was perfect. It was magical. So yeah. And I was told it would finish today, deliver it, and if I did, that the because I delivered the stones with it also, the crystals, the lapis lazuli went with it too, um, and the which what was the red garnet and the lapis lazuli went with it that I used while we were doing everything. So, I delivered it right on time when I was supposed to. Everything went perfect, and I was told if I did that we did it in heaven so it could be manifest on earth, that the stimulus package would be approved and go through rather quickly. For April, people would be receiving the money for help and the small businesses, and that's exactly what happened. I was just so happy to see that. And also I was told that it was time to bust the Federal Reserve. And sure enough, I was just listening right now. I remember this old article, Trump prepares to take over the Federal Reserve. This was back in 2016, November 2016. That was one of the things that he said that he was going to do. Trump leveled criticism at the Federal Reserve during the campaign. During his campaign, he was kind of saying how he's ready to take down the Federal Reserve, which got my ears a perking, okay, along with the whole Hillary thing. So I was just listening to Praying Medic, and he talks about QAnon, just did a post, which is fantastic. And the QAnon post goes into detail about Trump infiltrating the Federal Reserve, that this is it. You guys have to listen to it. I'll put it in the description below. And it's fantastic. I wanted to cry. I really did. I was like, oh my God. Yes. I'm glad I listened, because like I said, guys, I go kicking and screaming, but bless me, I still go. Okay? Bless my heart. I still go. Because it was like a week. The Hierophant, think of the Hierophant from the Tower card, kept coming to me over and over and over again. And I was like, what? Sometimes I just don't get it, okay? Bless my heart. So I finally got it, and we did it. We're able to ground in that equinox rainbow bridge energy, and it was very specific because it was one of the final things we had to do to pull everything together to create that energy, that rainbow bridge energy, to allow the financial reset to happen. So we did it. Yay, team. Woohoo. Team V. We pulled it off. All right. We did it to allow, because it has to be created in heaven before it manifests on earth. And that's our part in this awakening, this ascension, this whole thing going on. Okay. So I'll make sure to share it in the stuff. Now, I heard about the Queen Lizard herself, coming down with the QV, with the CV. But then I'm seeing it's unclear if the Queen has CV, whatever. But you guys know I made this video, this NRV 59, back in January. Listen to it. And even in 2019, I made a video talking about them, how they were going to come down with something and they were going to die. And they're patching the torch. Blah, blah. Watch the video. It's all there. Okay. Watch my NRVs. I just went and I put them all together in the NRV section. So you can go have an NRV marathon. Okay. And you can figure that out. What else did I want to discuss real quick? Yeah, because this is the article. This is what I saw, the tweet. She tests positive. I posted this evening. So whether it's true or not, whatever. They're going to die no matter what. Oh, yeah. And FYI, don't take NSAIDs, which is non-steroidal antiemetics. No, and whatever, non-steroidal pain medicine, which is Advil and ibuprofen. Yeah, because my sister was told don't give it to patients. Other people I know was told don't give it to patients because, excuse me, it causes the CV virus to multiply really fast, and it's harder to treat. So I've heard it from several healthcare professionals, all right, who are on the ground, ER, urgent care, ICU. These are my relatives and friends. So do not take it if you suspect you have CV, all right? If you have to take anything, take acetaminophen, but you starve a cold, feed a fever, all right? And yeah, the earthquake went off. Remember, I had said this week is going to be a lot of earth activity this week. And here's the eruption. So there's your V proof. It's pretty bad. Pray for the people. 14 so far have been found dead. So already spoke about that. Yada yada. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this Madonna post. All right. Hey, this was so quick that I'm sure people missed it, but I was like, oh, bitch, I got you. All right. During the video, she swipes, the camera pans real quick by the back of the album cover she's playing. It says Parker with Friends. And then you see Brewmore, Just Friends. And I'm going to play it for you. It's rather quick. And I caught it immediately. I was like, oh, man, no, you ain't that slick. You're not that slick.
Quarantine Diary, number 6. I've given up my old writing room for the kids' music lessons and practice.
122.
To a smaller, more cozy space. Let's see if I still feel inspired here. I've calculated that each day my rehab for my injury takes up a solid 6 hours. That is so much time I could be doing other things.
Remember what the X represents. She always wears that X over her left eye, which represents that adrenochrome that gets shot in the eye, right?
Pointless to complain. Gosh, my life is a carousel of dressing and undressing, in and out of hot and cold places, holding strange poses from my foundation training and deep breathing exercises that are well before any spot. It may be time to...
You see, she flashed it again, but even quicker. The album cover, the album back, actually. It's not even the cover. It was so quick, it fades in and out, but I caught it immediately.
It may be time to eat a gummy bear.
Yada, yada.
But I hear they are made from the anal secretions of possibly a beaver. So, now what? I never appreciated something so much in my life. Forget about dancing and horseback riding or carrying your children or running through a field of grass. I really miss being able to walk. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
If y'all don't know, she had a fall not too long ago, a real bad one off a stage. The same time Oprah had her splat on stage. How interesting. Okay, so that's what she's talking about, because I told you guys she broke her hip. Yeah, and that whole
Quarantine Diary, number 6.
And that whole thing of I miss being able to walk. It's because she's been tagged, y'all. She's been tagged. Just like Ellen, just like Oprah, just like what's her face? Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks. They've been tagged. They can't go anywhere. That's the point. They can't go anywhere. I guess whoever this guy is, he's in the hot seat. They got him. Okay. Now, this is a very interesting, it seems like a very touching video and all. Random video, but okay, but look at this right here. Bam. This right here is actually one of the symbols for NAMBLA, North American Man-Boy Love Association. And then, yeah, Nike. This random video just popping up, no explanation. Okay, he gives like this fake tear. Oh my God, thank you for the sneakers. No explanation what's going on. And just says there's still so much kindness in the world. Don't forget. Bitch, please. I don't know if this is genuine or this is set up because like I said, this is their symbol. It's the heart with the rainbows just like he had on his lanyard. Okay. Pedo love. I think that was a setup because that's the first thing I noticed. Because I've been following NAMBLA, God, since like I was a teenager. Because I remember when they first reared their ugly head with their magazine. I was like, what the hell? Because they had some chapter in New York, not too far from where I live. So yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. And then I noticed when he took out the sneaker box that Nike was highlighted on the sneaker box. Right there, Nike basketball. It's like, is this real? Is it fake? Was it set up? And as you can see, everyone is just blasting it because everyone knows what it is. Massive barges headed to Gitmo. They're not big enough. They need bigger ones for New York. Okay, so as you could see, everybody knows. Again, her account is hacked. And Ellen is not around. I honestly think that last video with the storm on her, and that was pre-recorded too. This video right here with the hail was the last time we're going to see her face. This is the last real-time one, I think. Because remember, she says bye, real strange on that video. And there she is with the canary yellow, just like the queen. When does a caged bird sing? I don't know. Maybe Maya Angelou could tell us when a caged bird sings. Oh, God, it's the wine. Okay, guys. Let's get back over here. Sorry for the bad lighting. Ugh, and me looking like the Wicked Witch of South Florida, of Miami Beach. Thank you. QV out. Great job, team. What, 27, 28, 29, 30? Okay, we got, well, yeah, because the countdown started yesterday, right? I showed you guys the countdown. So 4 days till the days of darkness. So, yeah, just soldier up. When it happens, you won't be shocked. You could calm your loved ones and everything like that. I hope our phones still work. Well, we're going to be able, at least we're going to be able to get the emergency system. I honestly don't think our phones are still going to work. Oh my God, that's right. Was it the praying medic video that I just watched? The Q drop also. Shoot, too late. I'd have to look it up. But there is a Q drop for this evening talking about how, dang, yeah, that the power grids are not going to, Q does say the power grids are not going to go down, that it's just going to be the internet. So that is a V-proof, because remember I said that, and I said it again this evening. Now I got the hiccups because I'm all hyper. I said it again this evening, that it's the internet, the power grids, and it is international. The power grids are not going to go down, okay? So guys, please listen when I talk to the videos, because I notice I say stuff and then people ask me the same questions that I just answered throughout the videos. listen, or I'm not going to repeat myself over and over again. It gets to be annoying. All right, QV up, guys. Bye.